Good evening once again. Welcome to this simulation for an IELTS test. Or should I say, a speaking engagement with Mr. DONDEE. We will begin shortly. Say my name, you know who I am.
Say my name, you know who I am. Say my name, you know who I am. Say my name, you know who I am. Say my name, you know who I am.
First things first, one more time, welcome to the speaking engagement with PARENG DONDEE. First things first on the list. We would like to get to know you first. Can you please introduce yourself?
Okay, my full name is Alesha Minderdiman, but usually people call me Alesha. I was born in Jakarta, 2003. I'm currently a student in Al Azhar High School in Jakarta, and right now I am trying to apply for university for my next education levels.
Okay, thank you, Alicia, right? Thank you for introducing yourself. Let's move to the next one. But before we proceed with the speaking engagement proper, let's have some icebreakers first. Let's begin with the first one. I call this the deserted island. Imagine that you will be trapped on an island for 1 year and you cannot leave, miss. You can take 5 things with you. That's the thing. And on the island, there's fresh water. There are monkeys there, coconut trees, and fish in the surrounding waters. Now, I want you to tell me 5 things that you've decided to bring and what's the importance of each. You may start now.
Okay, for the 5 things that I will bring, maybe I would bring stove or any other cooking equipments to, because I noticed on the island there's fish around, so maybe I could cook fish with the equipments. And then I would bring some equipments to build houses or any other or any sort of shield to protect myself in the island, maybe. And then another thing I will bring is maybe clothes for, or maybe some sort of fabric to, just in case for changing maybe changing. And the fourth thing that I will bring is maybe cleaning equipments.
Okay.
And the fifth thing that I will bring is cell phones. Maybe if it's required, then I will bring cell phones to the island.
Okay, thank you. There you go. So those are the 5 things that you have decided to bring. And I guess the importance of it are definitely clear. Okay, let's move on with the second icebreaker for tonight, Miss Alicia. I want you to identify 3 of your favorite animals. 3 of your favorite animals. And I want you to brainstorm positive adjectives for each animal. All right, for each animal. Okay, there you go. I'll give you some time. Once again, I want you to identify 3 of your favorite animals and brainstorm some adjectives for each animal, Miss Alicia. All right, there you go.
Okay. So my most favorite is a cat. I love cats because I actually have one cat, and I grew up with people that have cats either, and sometimes we talk about cats, about how to take care of them, or just to uh, the or to play with them, and any sort of topics according about cats. And but personally, I think cats are very adorable. And the second animal is dolphins. I like dolphins because dolphins are the smartest animal. They're smartest. Um,
Ma'am,
Actually, second smartest. The second smartest mammals, and they're also very friendly. And the third animal is an orangutan, because it is very. It is the animal of my country. I guess it came from Kalimantan, the island of Kalimantan, and they are also very smart and primates animal.
okay, thank you. So if I were to recapitulate that, what was cat? Number 1 is cat, right? Is a cat. Number 2 is a dolphin. And number 3 is an orangutan. Okay. Now, they say that the first animal, or based on that, the first animal and its adjective or adjectives are how you see yourself. Okay. You're a cat person. Okay. The second animal and its adjectives are how people see you, Miss Alicia. To be a dolphin, friendly and smart as well. Okay. And the third animal and its adjectives are who you really are. You represent the country, as they say. It's endemic, actually. It's endemic
It is.
in Kalimantan, right? Okay. Nice. Thank you for sharing those favorite animals and also their adjectives or the thing that symbolizes them. Okay, so let's move on with question and answer portion with Paring DOND double E. Let's begin with question number 111. Okay, here we go. Alicia, this is your question. What benefit do you bring to the group when you hang out with friends?
Um, the benefit that I bring to the group would be emotional support. Maybe I think every time we hang out, I always got their backs. Maybe they need they need supports. Maybe they have problems and want to talk about it. Then maybe we will talk about it together. And another thing is also I'm very friendly, and I'm down with almost everything, but not quite anything, but almost everything. But so maybe they ask for a friend to hang out. I will most of the time will be there and will be available for them. So I think that's the benefit, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Very well said. A shoulder to lean on, as they say. Okay, so you are that friend. All right. Moving on with question number two. Here we go, Miss Alicia. When was the last time you worked incredibly hard? When was the last time?
Okay. I remember specifically it was a month ago because I had to take test, and the test was actually in Bandung, so it's out of my town, which I live in Jakarta right now. And it was a 3 weeks preparation, and I need to be able to answer 160 questions for science subjects. And that's when I need to learn every subject of the test that consists of it. And I guess that's when I worked incredibly hard the last time.
All right. There you go. Good recall. Okay. Moving on with question number 3. Here we go. Is it impossible to have a successful career and a happy family life? Do you agree that it is impossible, or do you disagree?
I personally disagree. It is impossible. I think it is possible to have both successful career and a happy family life. I mean, there's an example is my dad. He has a successful career. He is a businessman and also a happy family life. We always spend time together. The whole family always spend time together, and he always have time for us. And also for his career, I think it's always doesn't seem much trouble with it. So I think I think it is possible.
There we go. That's question number 3. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for also giving an example. Okay. Moving on with question number 4. What makes you nervous, Miss Alicia?
Things that makes me nervous is actually taking tests, of course, because I done preparations or I learned about it, and when it is the time to take the test or to do the test, I think there's a lot of anxiousness that makes me think if I could do the test, or maybe if I can't, because and also I think it's because I tend to overthink, so that makes me nervous.
Okay.
I think
There you go. And that leads to question 5. Here we go. Which is more important, having a great car or a great house, and why?
okay. I think it is more important if you're comparing a great car and a great house. I think it is more important to have a great house, because a house should be our home, and we should be comfortable living in it, while a car is a transportation for us to get somewhere. So having a great car is not that important for me compared to having a great house, also because maybe having a great car doesn't have any urgency to it. So maybe a great house would be more important.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for sharing your ideas and also your opinion. And that leads to the next part of this speaking engagement. I call this the impromptu speech. Let's begin. I'm going to give you 3 impromptu topics for tonight, Miss Alicia. Let's begin with topic number 1. Describe an occasion that you lost something and you got it back. You should say what it was, how you lost it, and why it was important to you, and explain how you felt when you lost it. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. I will start, okay?
Sure.
Something that I lost and I got it back was my wallet. I was a middle school student, and I lost it in my school. I left it. I think it was in my classroom. And I went home. I went back to home and then realized that my wallet was in my bag. So obviously I feel very panicked and nervous to tell to my mom or my parents about it. So I asked my driver to drive me back to school, and that's where I searched for it. I searched for it; it wasn't there. So I asked the security. And the security says that you could take a look in the CCTV room. So I take a look in the CCTV room. There was someone who took it, and then uh, this particular person put it back in in another classroom. So I went to that classroom and found my wallet, and the money was gone. So uh, so I think the important why is it important is because it contains my money.
Mhm.
It was for buying food in my school in break times, and also there's my identifications is very important, and my debit card as well. But thankfully this person didn't take my debit card, so he took my money, and I guess he tries to see my ID, but it put it back to the place. So that's where I found back my wallet.
Were you able to identify this person? I mean, I'm just curious. Were you
Okay.
able to like
Uh,
place?
I didn't know who the person was, but it was a man. It
Oh,
was a man who took it. I think my assumption is it was a driver, like as
right.
other students' driver, who I think maybe he was trying to pick up the student, but to the classroom, and then instead
He's-
uh
yeah.
he found my wallet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. As they say, sometimes it's charged to experience. Okay, so we have to be very careful next time, right? Okay. Thank you for sharing that one. Let's move on with topic number 2. Here we go. Describe a job you would not like to do in the future. This particular job that you would not like to do in the future. What the job is, how much training would be necessary for this job, and what is so special about this job, and explain why you're not attracted to this job even though it's so special. Whenever you're ready, Miss Alicia.
Okay, so the job that I would not like to do in the future is uh being a police woman, I guess, or any officer, or working in that field. Uh I think the training would be 3 or 6 years, because my some of my friends also they apply for the academy to be a police, and then what's so special about the job is it serves my country. Uh, it is also it requires so much discipline, I guess. I mean, I know for sure it requires lots of discipline, lots of physical activities, and also uh, academic as well. The reason I'm not attracted to this job is because first of all, is I don't see myself being a policewoman. Uh, I don't like to spend most of my time doing physical activities, which tires me a lot. But I do like to do physical activities, but not as a job. And then I don't really see myself working for the government. I would see myself more working with um, independently, or maybe with non-government organizations or companies. I think that's the job that I would not like to do in the future.
Thank you for that explanation and elaboration as well, Miss Alicia. I just would like to ask a follow-up question regarding this topic. I mean, why do other people see their job as very difficult? Why do you think people see their jobs as very difficult? Why do you think so?
I think see their job as very difficult because they have a pressure to do it because that's what they do for a living. So like maybe that is their main income as well. So they see it very hard for them, even if they're passionate about it. I think there's always pressure doing their job. Uh, yeah, I think that's my answer.
Okay, let's move on to the last topic for an impromptu speech for tonight. This one's for you. I want you to. Oh, this is the last one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let's. It's the same. Okay, just let's go back with this one. This will be the last question pertaining to this topic. Is it difficult to acquire for a job in your own country? Is it difficult?
Uh, I think it depends on which job do we apply. I think some jobs are very difficult, uh, such as jobs that require degrees,
Mm.
because we need to take certain education, certain schools or certain program to apply for that job. We need to finish our degrees and we need to obtain our degrees to apply for the job. And while the rest are also, there are some jobs that doesn't require a degree, but it's still hard to apply because lots of people wanted the job as well. Maybe like working as like a storekeeper in malls because my grandma is also my grandma tried to talk okay my grandma tries to talk to one of the storekeeper in malls like how the job about their jobs, and then they explained that it is not as easy as it seems because there's a lot of people wanted the job because it is in the mall, so people it is convertible for them to work there. And um, also the rest for the rest of the jobs out there, I think there might be some job that it's not as hard as I've mentioned before. Just simply because maybe there's a lot of uh, opportunities for that jobs, and people demand companies or organization demands uh, people as to work for that job in that job. Like, yeah, I think that's
Okay,
the answer.
thank you. And that ends our impromptu speech for tonight. Any final word